A widow came to Elisha and she told him that my husband was a God-fearing man, was a prophet of the Lord, but he was in debt. Now he's dead, and the person that he was owing has come and take my children as slaves. And when I thought to that myself, I was just feeling bad. You know, that her husband was a God-fearing man, the child of God, probably went to heaven as a prophet that he died and went to heaven. But yet, even with the fact that he was a God-fearing man, he still had debt to pay. And if not that God intervened in through Elisha, his children would be taken as slaves, whether he was God-fearing or not. You see, whether you are a child of God or not, there are principles that should not be neglected. There are principles that if you break, as far as you are living on earth, you will create problems for those that you love or yourself in general. There are principles that should not be neglected. The Bible said in Proverbs 22 verse 7, the poor are the slave to the rich and the borrower is the slave to the lender. It has no rest. It's a principle. It has no respect for whether you are a Christian, Muslim, traditional worshiper, whatever the hell you are. Because you see, there's a difference between the person of God and the principles of God. The person of Jesus and the principle of Jesus. The problem with many of you is that you reject the person, you accept the person of God and you reject the principles. The person of God is the one that gives you salvation. As a God-fearing man, it is accepting Jesus into your life that will help you to go to heaven. But it is the principles of God that help you to become successful in it. And the principles have no respect for your salvation. That is why Jesus said that it is when you love your enemies that you're truly like your Father in heaven. Because your Father in heaven causes the rain to fall on the godly and ungodly. What he was trying to explain is that whether I'm a bad man or not, if I plant corn and rain falls, my corn will grow and my corn will get a big harvest and I will eat corn. But it was God that caused my corn to grow. Why? Because God is the creator of all men on earth, and because of that, he has a responsibility to all men. That is why God has desired principles so that without his direct input, men can still survive on it because he has a responsibility to take care of them. But you as a child of God, you come to Christ and you now reject those principles thinking that you will still survive like that. No, it ought not to be so. It is wisdom that brings financial prosperity. But many of you come to Christ and you reject wisdom. You think that you don't need to read financial books while you're reading the Bible. You think you don't need to educate yourself. You are making a big mistake. There's a reason why part of the 7 spirits of God in Isaiah 11, the spirit of the Lord is there, but the spirit of wisdom is also there. There's a reason why the spirit of wisdom is there. If it costs you everything you have, get understanding, get wisdom, because that is the key to living a better life on earth, holistically, financially, and just a whole all-round fulfilling the will of God on earth. Because if there's one thing I know, it is not God's will for you to spend every single day worrying about your house rent, your food, your children's school fees, and all those other things. Because that time could have been used to think about him, to think about blessing others, and to think about the kingdom of God.